KLS SSMS BCA College to this webinar. Thank you all of you, and not least, and I welcome to all the students. You are the main center point of this webinar, and I heartily welcome to all our dearest students to this webinar. And the webinar topic is on the cucumber automation. And once again, heartily welcome to all of these presents whoever presented in this webinar. Thank you so much. And now, just I hand over to Mr. Veeranagouda Marigoudra, sir. Sir, please share your views and ideas about this one. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir,
Thank you
welcome.
for inviting me, first of all.
Okay, sir, welcome.
Yeah, let me tell about myself first. Myself, Veeranagouda Marigoudra. In case you guys are facing any disturbance in my voice, you can just ping me, or means you can ask me. Okay. I have total. I have 9 years of experience in IT. It's been 9 years for me in IT. Actually, I started my career in Mindtree, and I spent there 4.5 years as a QA. And currently, I'm in a Sabre. Sabre is a airline GDS company. We provide a solutions for airlines, and here it's been a 4.5 years for me. Actually, I worked across different domains as well as different tools. Domains in the sense navigation devices, banking, insurance, and currently I'm in airlines. And in terms of tools, I worked even front end as well as back end. Front end means a GUI, graphical user interface, means the browser, whatever you see in a front end of your browser, both even a web page as well as a static applications as well. Backend in the sense I work on the APIs, APIs in the sense so the web services as well as the REST assured services, and yeah, that's pretty much about me. Currently, I'm working on Cucumber in my current company, and for your information, Cucumber is in a good boom in the market today because it's a framework and a tool that can be used across various types of software applications. Something like whether QA is a front-end QA, whether a back-end QA, whether it is related to a network or whether it is related to means we can connect to a DB, everything we can have on this. It's actually a Maven project. Um, uh, just give me a moment. I will share my screen and load a PPT. You guys can stop me at any time if you are facing any issues in understanding. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? If yes, say yes.
Not yet, sir.
Okay. I'm sharing now. Can you see a PPT? First page is a Cucumber automation.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
It's visible. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let me tell something about the Cucumber. Cucumber, it's a testing tool. You guys are aware about the software development cycle? Let's make it interactive, guys. So it will be a good in learning. You guys are aware about software development cycle, right? Means how software gets built, how it will be in a development stage, how it will come to a QA, and what are the stages in a QA. Okay, let me start. There are different varieties in testing. Means starting from the unit test. What is unit test? Unit test, it starts from the developer side. Means whenever we get a small features, for that we develop some JUnit tests or test ng to test that particular feature. That's a unit test. Then comes the feature function test, means when we get a full features, and then comes a integration test, means between two applications. Then it comes a regression means means currently we are in a agile methodology, means extreme programming. So we will be developing software in every twice a weekly this thing cycle. So every twice a week, our code goes to a production. That's a real environment. So there is a chances of means inducing issues into us into a new development. So for that we will be having the regression cases. Regression cases means whatever the development has happened until now. So we will be having a test cases for them and we will run them. So for there we need automation. Means that's where we need automation. We need automation in a feature function testing as well, but regression is the main thing. Okay, so that's where the Cucumber comes. Means it provides the end-to-end behavior. Means it provides the solution for the end-to-end QA. Cucumber basically it's a testing framework, automation testing framework that uses a Gherkin language. So we know two words now, Cucumber and Gherkin. What is Gherkin then? So Gherkin, it's a plain English script where it has a few basic syntactical rules. Okay, we need to follow them. That's what Cucumber can understand. You guys know how to write the test cases, right? Manual test cases. So we will be having a prerequisite, and then we will be having a step this thing test case for that. What the test case that we are executing, and the expected result and current result. That's where our assertion comes, right? So similarly, we write these things, manual test cases in a Gherkin language. Okay. Uh, if you guys face some issues in understanding the complex words, you can just stop me and ask me. Okay. Let's not hesitate while learning new things. So what is happening means even the advantage of having the Cucumber is it supports a behavior driven development. So what is behavior driven development? So suppose there is a method, means we have developed a method for the login. So we can use that method, means we can just write the implementation once and we can call that again and again. That's called as a reusability of the methods. So it supports something like that. Means we are not means we are not dumping our code, unnecessary code. Means we are not duplicating our code in a behavior driven development. So here, that's where it means it provides a flavor for the test driven development with a natural language. Natural language means anyone means even though we do not have any knowledge of the Java or any technical languages, anyone can understand them just by reading the sentences. Means what exactly the test case is going to do. Okay. That's what it is, a behavior driven development, BDD. Okay, so let's see one example of the Cucumber case. Okay. In the Cucumber, we say there are another two keywords we say, feature and step definitions. What is feature and what is step definition? We will discuss. Okay. What is feature? So a feature is something like your you guys have written manual test cases, right? Means in your this thing, any of you guys in Excel sheet you will write, right? Means usually in a column by column. Okay. Feature. What is feature? That's where we write our test cases. Feature. Can you see the feature keyword here? Just a moment. Can you see the feature keyword here? Feature, and then followed by the functionality of that project, means of that software. Means that's where we are going to write all other related test cases in the feature file. Can you see the arithmetic validations dot feature? So we have separated with the dot feature. So it's a plain text file with extension of the feature. Okay. So here this is called as a Gherkin language. Okay, this is called as a Gherkin. So here we have a scenario, given, when, then. These are the main three keywords of the Gherkin language: given, when, then. Scenario, that describes the scenario name. Here we are going to validate the sum of two numbers. Okay, that's a scenario. So what is a prerequisite for adding a two numbers? We should have a two, at least two numbers, right? Two integers. So that's where we give a given. Given means it's a prerequisite, means prerequisite to proceed with our test case. So we should need a two numbers. So we have a two numbers. So given there are two numbers. So when again it is a keyword in a Cucumber. When means that's where we are performing some operation. Now it is an adding operation. I'm saying SOME, some operation, not SUM operation. Okay, that's where we are performing some operations for the validations of our software. Now I'm performing some operation here, SUM operation. Okay. Similarly, we can write other our test cases. Means if you want to log in the Facebook, means successfully logged in or not. When successfully, is it successfully logged in or not? Okay, something like that. So we have written something, means it has performed some operation. Okay, but we need to validate, right? Means we need to, that's where our assertion comes with the actual and expected. So we got the actual result, means what is happening currently in the software. So we need to match it with the expected results. That's where we use a then keyword. Then keyword, verify the sum is 30. 30 I'm providing in a, you guys can see, right? I'm providing all the integers in a parameters here. 30. So 30 here I'm providing the expected value and I'm comparing them. So this is what you are seeing in a front end. Means just you are reading. Even your manager who do not know technical knowledge, he can just read the test cases and he can see the scope of our test cases covered for that feature or the project. So you guys have written the test case now, and this is Cucumber, but you need to provide the implementation for each sentence here. So Cucumber has a background supported by any other language. It can be a Ruby, it can be a .NET, and it can be a Java. Okay, anything. So I will show you how the implementation goes on with a Java. So this is we say this as a step definition for the implementation. Okay, for each feature file, we will be having each step definition file. Can you see the name is .java for here, arithmetic validation step definition .java. Okay, this is .java, means this is a Java program. Okay, so can you see here given, one given, and we have a when and we have a then. So we have provided the implementations here. Means actual operation is going here actually in a step definition. Okay, so in a given we had passed two parameters to, and I am reading them here. Okay, I am reading them here and I am putting into my private variables. Okay, and just try to print them. So I got two numbers in a given statement, and in when I'm performing the operation. Okay, where this is a sum operation, right? So I'm doing the addition of two numbers, and I'm putting them back into a result, which is again a private variable of this class. Then again, you guys can see then, right, in the last method here. So here I am providing the assertion service in this method. Assert that, assertion service dot assert that with the actual result that matches to expected result, means the 30 should match with the 30. So this is how the Cucumber goes. Means we have a feature where the plain English text with the Gherkin language, and we will provide the implementation of each step definition. So here, going back to the previous slide. So here in the next text case, I can reuse same thing. Given there are two numbers, means if I want to do a multiplication operation, again I need a two integers, right? Given, if I use a given statement here, so it just again you need not to implement it again. You already have a implementation in a step definition now. So you need not to have for that. Okay. So in a multiplication operation, just we need to change the when statement. Perform multiplication of, just provide the multiplication operation. Just a control click on that new statement. The control click in IntelliJ will provide the implementation of that statement. Just remember these words. Control click on a new statement in a Cucumber Gherkin will provide the implementation in a step definition. Okay, and just provide means it just provides the skeleton structure for the implementation. Inside that method, you need to provide all the steps, means whatever the operation that you want to do. You guys are with me, right? Is it too much vast? Can someone reply me back? Okay. Okay. You guys can ask me any other question as well. Means then during learning, no question is a bad question actually. Okay. Even if we do not ask a question, we do not learn. Okay. So we will discuss about the terminologies now. So we got to know in a Cucumber there is a Gherkin language. In a Gherkin we provide the feature file. Then we have a Java, which is a step definition. So we got to know features and step definitions. Okay. Then now we will discuss each terminologies in a Cucumber. Okay. Just we will get to familiar with the Cucumber terminologies. Means how many, means basic terms. Okay. We had seen a feature right earlier in a feature file, dot feature file. Okay. That feature, this is a keyword provided by the Cucumber. In a feature, here for that particular software, this thing product, the what to say, the related business functionalities we just group together and put in a one feature file, means all the related test cases in a one feature files, and we name that feature file with some valid name, means the if I just write now the test cases and if I go to the other new team or if I quit from that company, the new QA should understand that, right? Is what are the other test cases, means unless he means just without going to the test cases names, just he can read through the feature name and get to know what is the functionality of that feature. Okay, means what are the other test cases under that feature file is going to execute in your application. Okay, so that's why we need a feature keyword. So here in this I just took an example from my airline project where for the particular, means for particular journey I'm trying to find some offers. Okay, so that's where I've given an example here. Offer shop, use bargain finder max, which is my application, to shop a few offers. Means we will write the similar test cases into that features now. Okay, that's called as a feature. So we have a tags. You guys saw some annotations, right, in features before scenario. After feature, before scenario, we have seen some annotations. Whatever that starts with the add is called as annotation. So it means the functionality of this annotation tag is it describes that particular test case. Means we can give add test case 1, and we can give make it as a regression. We can provide the user story number there. Means we can have as many number of tags there, so that other guy can understand what that test case is doing and where it is belonging, that test case. Okay, that's where we use tags. And another help of this tag is, while running test cases, uh, we can provide a particular tag name and run. Okay, in a test runner, whether it is Jenkins or any application to run, just I had said right about regression. I want to run for each and every release. I need to run a regression. So mark that particular test as a regression. Add regression. Okay, while running in a Jenkins, provide that parameter as given test cases that belongs to regression. Run them. So that's where our tags will do a help. We can have means particular means there is a each feature while we are developing, that will be tagged with the user story. Okay, that particular user story can have a different test cases. So if I want to run particular user story, just provide that user story number, so it will run. So similarly, we can have a daily, means we will be running daily test cases as well. Okay, just have means that's where the tags will get help. That's where the flexibility of Cucumber comes to a QAs. QA means it's a quality analyst. Okay, QA means quality analyst. That's a common term is a tester. Okay, in our industry we say QA. Guys, if you don't ask question, you won't learn. So moving forward with the terminologies, we have a scenario. In a feature file, we have seen a scenario. Similar, these are all daily terms, right? Scenario, feature, what is given, when, then, and, right? Scenario. So again, all these are Gherkin rules for a Cucumber. Okay, scenario. That's where the for that test scenario description we provide. Each scenario means here Cucumber it separates as a test case. Okay, if it sees a scenario keyword, it says to a test runner, this is a new test case. That's where the new test case is starting now. Okay, scenario we provide a description here. In my example, as some XYZ user, you guys can see an example below of each slide of a terminology. Okay, under this one, as a XYZ user, I want to perform some operation through some application called as NPP for a one-way trip. This is a airline test case. Okay, this is a scenario name. I provided a one test case name, and I am providing my test case description now. What the operation I want to perform, given user is logging in as some XYZ user, and the operation what you want to do when user needs a one-way offer for date 25th January and destination and arrival. Okay, between two city pairs on this date for a one-way journey, what offer is present? Means there should be some offer in an offer page. Okay. Okay, and we have there is one more. Just we have discussed about given, when, then. There is a one more keyword, and. Okay, means when we have a multiple test steps to perform. Okay, then we use an and. Means whenever and comes, it does the same operation similar to the previous keyword. If it followed by the when, it will do when operation. If it followed by the then, it will do then operation. Okay, and you guys need to provide the separate implementation for that test step as well. So whenever you guys see a new keyword, there should be a implementation method for that in the background in a Java in a step definition. Okay, so whenever it finds, so add, so and adds the passenger details, then verify the response has a offer one way. Whatever that comes under the double quotes here or all the parameters. So I'm passing these arguments to my implementing method. There I am reading all these parameters and performing that operation. Okay, so you guys can see user logs in as a XYZ user. So this implementation method is based on the characters that we are giving here. If I change underscore into some again XYZ user underscore or users, so again that implementation needs to be a new implementation. So we need to be very much careful while using the um, these things, step names. So if there are any reusable, if the implementation is already provided for that simpler kind of operation, we need to make sure that. So that's where we have the um, document where we have all the function discovered and we use them, or else as this team means there will be a multiple QAs, right? One has one type of operation, another guys comes in and provide, and instead of users, instead of another guy comes in and instead of user logs in as just a simple change in a character, user logs in as, instead of that he provides user login as, right? Again the implementation goes different. So we should be very much careful, and that's the one of the input for the Cucumber users. So we discussed about the scenario now. So far we discussed about feature, annotations, and scenario. In under scenario, we discussed about given, when, then, and keywords, right? So we have a step definition. As I had showed you the step definition, which is in a Java. Same. This is just a small piece of code that representing the implementation of that test steps, that is in a plain English. Okay, for each test step, we say each test step of for all those given when then each test step we should have a new implementation. Sorry, we should have a implementation for all of those. Unless our test case gets failed, it won't run. If we do not have any implementation, it won't run. Test runner won't run. Okay, to have an implementation, just do a in the IntelliJ, just do a control click on a step definition. It will ask to create a new implementation for that. It just provides a one skeleton here. This is called as a skeleton. Given user logs in as whatever it is. This is a parameter. So I have provided a parameter, right? Which user I want to log in as. So that's where the parameter is represented here. This is how, and just it uses the user logs in. It just takes a method name by itself. As here user logs in as same thing. User logs in as user. Okay, and it takes a the argument that had the parameter that I had passed as an argument in this method. And this is the Java, so we are, if there is any exception we need to handle them. That's where we are throwing some exceptions. Means if there is any exception, just throw it and read those exceptions in your test run, means in your test logs, uh, test logs. Here I'm logging in as a user. Just for information to your guys, whether it is a Facebook, whether it is a Gmail, whatever the application where you guys are logging in. So once you click on a login by providing the username and password, so it creates every software creates a session token. Okay, every software creates a one session, means on that session whatever the operation you perform, it will get logged into that session. Okay, once you click a log out, again if you log in again different session token will get generated. That's how the up and the up server will logs all the details, the operations that you have done into that software. That's where that's called as a session token. So if you guys means if you guys are automating in here, right? So in automating in automation test steps, you guys need to have a session token, and for each, if you are navigating to the next page, you need to pass that session token, and then you can only navigate to the next page. That's where we need the session token in the automation. So in whatever the application you guys are doing in the real time, the in the backend the APIs will be doing that kind of operation. Once it stores the session token, it just moves on the same session token to the other pages. You guys might be aware about the Amazon, right? There are some Prime users, there are some non-Prime users. How it finds a Prime user or a non-Prime user? How it finds in a Flipkart as a Flipkart plus member or a non-plus member? That's where the session token. So there are some authorities or authorizations or keywords. The special keywords will be provided to each user ID. Based on that user ID, those guys provide some the flexibility to have some new authorities. That's where the session token works. Okay, if there is any means in a airline as well, there are different types of passengers. There are normal passengers, there are frequent travelers, means the guy who travels on a business, frequently called as a frequent travelers. Okay, for those guys we need to provide some discounts and some offers to attract them. Okay, that to identify those guys, that's where the session token comes. Okay, this is a basic of the software. It means without session token we cannot operate anything. Okay, just I logged in and I took a session token, and I'm just asserting here whether session token is not null. Okay, this is called as a step definition. Then we have a step argument or step parameters. Okay, whatever that comes under the double quote is called as an argument in this thing, Cucumber. So whether it is a scenario definition, whether it is a scenario test step, here user logs in as some user, so we provided that username under the quotation XYZ. We provided here as XYZ. Okay, and I am reading that in a step definition under these double quotes. Can you see these double quotes? Escape and double quote, escape and double quote. That parameter. So you need not to worry about that. Cucumber will automatically generate this skeleton. Okay, it will automatically, once you do a control click over a step, it will automatically generate this skeleton. Just you need to write, means this is the skeleton. This is how the skeleton that looks like. Here it is. Once you do a control click on step, this thing test step. This is a step definition skeleton. Here you can provide all the implementation on this method. Okay. This is called as a step argument, means whatever that comes under the double quote in a step, this thing, GHERKIN language is called as a arguments. We can pass our test data as arguments as well. There are different type of varieties we can pass. We will discuss them here later. This is called as data table. We pass the test data under the arguments as an argument as a parameter in a previous slide, as we saw. We can pass the test data as a data table as well. Data table means if there is a too much of data, then if there is a too much of data, we can pass them as a data table. Okay, means it keeps our test case clean as well for the readers. That's where the data table comes. It is just like a tabular pipe separated data. You guys can see here pipe symbol, right? Yeah, it's a pipe separated data that represents the data table. That's where our variables will pass to the this thing, our step definition. Here, let us read this test case scenario. As an XYZ user perform successful shopping through NPP or one-way trip. Okay, this is a scenario name. Given means I need to log in right first. That's what our prerequisite, that's called as given. Given user logs in as a XYZ user, then when user needs one way offer for the following data, this is the data. So first row is called as the test variables. The first row is a variable, and this is the row after the first row or second, third, and all is called as a test data. Okay, variable first row, and the next row is a data. So agent ABCD, origin JFK, which is the John F. Kennedy Airport, destination Luxembourg, departure date 25th January, data source. This is our application NPP. Okay. Then verify. Then verify means we need to provide the assertions as well, right? To verify. Then verify for response for one way. This is again we can see both the data here. We are passing arguments as well as we are passing data as a tabular format. Okay. So this is the tabular format here. Expected. I'm providing the expected data as well. JFK Luxembourg, 25th January, and NPP. It means in a step definition, this data table will be we will read this as a list map. Okay, we will read the data table as under list map. From list map, we will just take the data out, and we will have the assertions on that, and we will have assertion operations on that data. You guys are aware, right? List and hash map. This is a list map. Okay. Guys, if you do not understand anything or face any difficulties in understanding, you can stop me. You are able to hear me, right? Or am I talking in a mute? Can someone reply me?
It's audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, just I was feeling like I'm the lone warrior talking. Fine. So there is one more terminology called as scenario outline. Scenario outline means this terminology means this term, say scenario outline. Just think of some example where we need to perform same test case on varieties of different data. Instead of repeating that test case with a new data, we can have a one scenario and provide the multiple data, right? That's called as a reusability of our things, reusability of our code. So provide one test case and provide different types of data that way our test case will operate on. So for that purpose, we have scenario outline. These are all the keywords. Okay, scenario outline. So under this scenario outline, on this test case means this is the test case that we saw on the previous slide. Until then, given, when, then, and this scenario outline tries to find for the keyword called as examples. Okay, this is the keyword examples, and these are the test data. So here we can see in the previous slide we have provided the agent names, but we are providing the something like as a this thing, a delimited parameter. Agent, again agent as a delimited parameter. Can we see a origin as a delimited parameter, destination as a delimited parameter? Instead of providing all this data straightforward, I am providing a delimited parameters here, and those delimited parameters I am defining under examples. Can we see agent, origin, destination, same. Whatever the delimited parameters I am providing here, I'm providing the definitions here. Today plus date means the current date. Data source. Here I am providing the this thing data values. ABCD, JFK means other types of agents, ABCD, PQRS, JKLM, different types of agents and their related test data. So what it does, it treats the example, scenario outline tries to find for the example keyword. From example keyword, the first rows are called as the parameters under example. Then we have a data values. So wherever it finds the delimited parameter, it will just fits the uh, data parameter data. Okay, and it executes line by line examples. First, it will execute the ABCD agent whole test case. Then again, it will execute PQRS agent whole test case. Again, moves on. How many example the based on the number of data we provide in the examples. So this is the advantage of scenario outline. So if we want to perform same operation with the different types of test data, we use a scenario outline. Okay. So with a day-to-day example, if you want to test, Facebook is working with all different types of this thing users. We can provide the different types of users as Amazon, if whether it works with a Prime member as well as a non-Prime member, provide both and test. Right? There will be chances of inducing a bug. Bug means defect. Means whenever the new implementation comes, they might induce a bug with the non-prime members. It won't allow for the logging in for the non-prime members, but it allows only for the prime members. We cannot have a test case only for the prime members, right? So we need, that's where we can have different types of test data. That's where the examples comes, scenario outline and examples. Okay. So we have a background. The background keyword, what it does, it's something like a before scenario or before test case. We have a test in G annotation, right? Before scenario, before project, something like before package. So here it acts as a before scenario. Means if we have a many test cases that has a same operation needs to perform. Okay, before executing all those test cases, before executing, just remember this word, before executing the test case, it has a one test case that needs to perform something like without logging in into a software, we cannot do anything, right? So similarly, just we can remove all the given statements and provide it in a background. Background means, so before what it will do, for each test case, we have a two test case here. For each test case, it will run the given statement first and then runs the other parts of the test case. So again, when it comes to a second test case, it runs the given statement of the background and then runs the remaining part of the test case. So that's where the usage of the background comes. These are all the new keywords for you guys. But if you guys just go through them, you will understand. Okay. Actually, I wanted to have this thing as well. One small live demo as well. I don't think it can be possible. It's already 7 now. Okay. Okay. We have a couple more terminologies. Description. So description, just it will help for the new guys to understand about the what the that feature is going to do. Means the functionalities that covered under that feature. So for that we provide the description. So whatever that comes after the feature is called as a description. It is just a normal plain English text. Means just provide what the functionalities covered in that test in that feature. Okay, the scenarios that we have, right? Just provide the description of that, means generic description. Here it is. After a feature, we have a 3-liners description, then we followed by the scenario. So this the 3-liners are called as a normal description to understand about that feature. So in a project, we can have many features based on the functionalities, based on the application. Means in application means just if you say a Flipkart, the home page is different, the cart is different, right? The payment page is different. So all these called as a features. So we can have a separate feature files for each functionality and for all the test cases under them. Okay. So we covered the features we cover the step definition where the implementation. So how to run them then? We have both features as well as step definition, but how to run? That's where we need a test runner. In a uh, in a server, we use a Jenkins to run a application. So locally, we need a test runner. So this is how the test runner looks like. Again, this is a normal Java class. So we have a annotation run with. It uses the Cucumber dot class, and it has a Cucumber options where it has a feature file, means provide the feature file that we want to run, and provide the glue that's called as a glue means step definition, which step definition module you want to use to run them. We can provide the packages, right? Just submit the packages with a step definition, the normal basic package Java packages, provide the package name and plugins. If you guys want to run the Selenium test cases, Selenium for the web browser, provide that plugins, then provide the tags. This is where the tags needed annotation. Excuse me. This is where the tags needed. Um, Annotations means we can run only specific test cases. Just a daily or just a regression specific test case means just a test case number 1, test case number 2. Okay. This is about test runner. So we have 3 different types of files now in a Cucumber .feature, .java, that's a step definition, and test runner. So what is the advantages of Cucumber over other tools? We have different types of tools, right, in a market. What is the advantage of Cucumber? We have a Selenium as well as we have different types of test engine based applications, hybrid framework. Means there are many keyword driven frameworks. There are many data driven frameworks. But what is the advantage of Cucumber? Why it is very much boom in current market? Because what it does, this framework, it clubs together all the tools into the same framework. And just it can be readable for the managers as well with the test case name, when we can cover all the coverages of that application. Okay, and we can integrate with any type of something like we can integrate with Selenium WebDriver for the GUI, that's a front-end application testing. We can integrate with the SOAP APIs, REST APIs, that's for the back-end testing of the application. Okay, and it supports different types of languages as well, Java, .NET, Ruby. The implementation can be provided in any type of language. Okay, and the main thing is this is a Maven this is a Maven project. We can configure it as a Maven project, normal Java project, Maven project, where we provide the dependencies. Dependencies in the sense, here we are in a Maven project for Cucumber, we are providing a dependency for the Cucumber in a Maven project. Similarly, that's the main advantage. Means Maven project means we can have any number of the different dependency. You guys know about the Maven, right? This is a repository where all the libraries across, means whatever the type of application library predefined, you can just they are just dumped there. Okay, just use those artifact IDs and provide under this thing dependency of a Maven project. Means it will be a .pom file. There will be a pom file in every Maven project. In a pom file, provide that dependency, and it will download all those. Instead of you guys to download the libraries, it will give you a downloaded libraries itself. Okay, that's the advantage of Maven project. And one more thing, it can be clubbed in a CI/CD pipeline. In a current market, it is very much in this thing, very much in need, continuous integration and continuous deployment. You guys should have already had a session, right, with the agile, right, agile methodology with the continuous development. That's where we can have this thing with the CI/CD pipeline. Just we can push our code into a CI/CD pipeline and have the things that does with itself. And the other thing is we can have we will be having different types of resources, right, in our QA itself. The one who is very much good enough functionality in a domain, and other is very much good in a technical knowledge. A functional domain means as a airline industry, it will have both the this thing resources. The one who knows very much good in an airline functionality, one who knows very much with the technology. So we can have both the types of resources. The one who knows about the functionality will handle the feature file. The one who knows about the technology will handle the step definitions. So the guy who are not familiar with automation as well use the Cucumber. That's the main advantage. And we can use it for end-to-end run as well. Means when we have a different types of applications to run, we can use them. Means we can have end-to-end test framework as well. Okay, that's pretty much about the advantages. And this is the framework. That's what I was discussing. Means it here in the beneath we can see Cucumber base framework. In the upper part we can see Cucumber user kit. The Cucumber base framework we can have different types of libraries. Means Cucumber provides us a different types of libraries. It provides a REST API, SOAP, browser functionality, that's a Selenium WebDriver or anything, QTP or anything. Does database functionalities to interact with your DB or anything, Oracle or anything. Just download those libraries and straight away it will provide you the methods to implement. And network functionality, okay, any types of, and it has its own base functionality framework. Means whatever the GHERKIN language we discussed, right? That's a base framework services. And one more thing, you guys should be knowing about the UAP. Means that's a reporting this thing. That's where overall the means in every industry, UAP is the thing where it dumps all the loggers means related to all the test cases. Means it provides a very good graphical user interface to debug the issues. So it provides the libraries for UAP report logger as well. So similarly, it, how it has a base framework, user can define his own user kit, something in a step definition. He can has his own step definition related to his application and session factory and domain libraries as well. There are different types of domain libraries related to different types of, means each company will be having its own domain libraries, okay, related to its own software. Then as we discussed about the test runner, it has a test runner that is inbuilt with that, and we have a external applications as well to interact with the Cucumber. Something like we can run from a locally, we can run from a Jenkins, okay. Then the UAP test manager as well, where the test loggers will get dumped. That's pretty much about framework. If you guys face anything difficult in understanding, you guys can ask me. So, so that's about the Cucumber. Any questions? Means not only with this session, you guys can ask me anything in a real present IT. Means what is going on. Means how we are handling with the Corona in the current situation. How we are getting projects. Basically, I am from our airline domain. Means all the flights have been stopped now, right? All the international, only domestic is operating now. How we are maintaining our revenue. You can ask me anything.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hey. Yeah.
Pardon,
Okay.
pardon,
Right.
please. Yeah, myself, Sana, sir. I need to ask one question, sir. May I, sir? Am I audible? Sir, shall I ask the question? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yeah. Sir, my question is what I just want the brief knowledge about this keywords. So keywords which you are using to write these scenarios. So how actually these keywords are using in this automation?
Ma'am, actually, sir left the meeting.
Okay, sir. Fine, fine.
I tell them to rejoin. Okay, dear students, tomorrow once again at the 10 o'clock, we are organizing with the help of the ICT Academy. Okay, so that is the development skills, and this is the general topic of that our webinar. So everyone of you must and should register that. Okay, so today only the Praveen sir will be send you the registration form, and you have to register that, and you will be get the ICT Academy from ICT Academy through. You will be get the one of the e-certificate, and it's a very helpful to your in future also. And he was the CEO of that company. Yes, so that's why it's a very interesting concept, and it is a some developing skills, how to develop in our career, and what is the interview skills. So that is a common some webinar is there. So you have to attend that, and you have to enjoy that, and that is the organizing through the college through. And so you have to join. I think friends, tomorrow I think 10 o'clock. No?
हाँ सर, yes sir, 10 o'clock.
Yes. Okay, okay, sir. Then later, I think in your BCA group, Yashwant sir will be post those all the posters and registration form. And yes, I think it's holiday. Almost you have to enjoy those sessions. Okay, you will get the little bit knowledge, and especially first year students. Okay, so this is the especially for first year students also will be helpful. And whatever the sessions are there, so at least you have to try to attend. Okay, so these are the basically concepts for the second year and third year. But you also just have to give the concentration on those topics. Okay, I think now sir will be joined here. Okay, so now ma'am, please you have to ask the questions. Okay, sir has joined already.
Okay, sir.
Hey,
Yeah,
sorry,
good.
I got some fluctuation with my electricity, so my
Okay.
Wi-Fi got disabled. Sorry, you were asking something?
My sir. Yeah, sir. My question is what you people are using to these keywords to write these scenarios, sir. So actually, how it
Mm-hmm.
going to work, sir? My question is that how these
Okay.
keywords are going to work in writing these scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the Cucumber means it's a tool. Cucumber is a tool. So Cucumber provides these keywords. Something like a Java. In Java, you write system.out print line, right, which prints the line number. And integer, we have an integer keyword, and we have a float keyword. So similarly, we have these keywords in a Cucumber.
So, sir, can you explain that what are those keywords?
What are those keywords means? I didn't get.
Uh, I'm not sure about this technical thing, sir. Why? Because I'm non-technical.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. No
So,
issues. So, yeah, let me tell in this way. You
so
guys know
I
C programming, right?
yes,
Or Java?
I am not aware about Java, sir. I know little
C
bit C
programming.
programming.
Okay, you guys have something like as a this thing printf statement, scanf statement.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Similarly, the C programming provides the printf, scanf, and other keywords, something like a int, float. Cucumber provides these keywords. So these are the inbuilt libraries provided by the
Sir, another question. Shall I ask, sir? Don't mind.
Yeah, please. No question is a bad question. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, in traffic signal, sir, it is going to work here. This cucumber technology in traffic signal, it is going to work.
Yeah, if it is a software-based means a traffic signal, definitely we can use. Means there should be some software inside that, right, to make our test case to run.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
That's it, sir.
Means no issue. Means currently all the traffic signals are handled by the some technology. We can means the technology means it is a software, so we can use no issues.
Okay, sir. That's it, sir. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
yeah. Not only in a traffic signal, you guys know about this thing, right? Entry and exit management in this thing. Wherever you go in a car parking in a
Yeah.
mall, there is a entry and exit system. Means
Yes, sir.
unless you pay cash, this thing won't means open. The bar won't open to exit from there. So that's a software. Means everywhere it's a but today. Means the in the back end to test that application.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sorry for the interruption, Veeranagouda sir. Myself, Prabhu
Yes.
Kisdi, and I have some questions for you.
Yes,
Whether
sir.
is it Cucumber is freely available on the internet, or can we implement the Cucumber in our colleges like testing purposes?
Yes, sir. Means this is a open source. So just
Okay.
like a Java, yeah, just like a Java, we can just download the Cucumber. Means downloading in the sense, just let me share my screen. Actually, my personal laptop got broken today morning. Actually, I struggled to get to borrow my friend's laptop, and I tried to install everything, but I could not. Means let me share my screen and show you how we need to download and all. Just I will show you. Actually, it is. Let me see if it is downloaded currently. Close it
So, okay,
now.
one more question I have, Veeranagouda sir.
Yeah.
Is there any other alternative testing tools that can be easily usable by the students or any organization like colleges and all?
Yeah, of course. We can have a Selenium. Selenium again, it comes in a. We should be having one of the IDE, something like Eclipse or IntelliJ. You guys are saying the IntelliJ now. This is my
No,
IDE, IntelliJ.
actually, what happened in the earlier days, university has put software testing with the lab, and even many faculties faced some issues with the Selenium, and they removed the testing lab from the completely from the university. That's why
Okay.
asking, do we get any other easy tools for simple code testings?
Yeah, we have means you if you guys developed a few REST services for the backend, we can use a SOAP UI. That's again a free tool. We can test any REST services or SOAP services there. And Selenium was the one thing that I worked on. QTP again, it is a very much complicated tool to test. Um, yeah, you guys can have this thing. Means yes, you can incorporate Selenium into a Cucumber, and you guys can proceed with.
Okay, thank
Cucumber
you.
is a means front end. It will be a Cucumber. Back end, you can run the Selenium. Yeah,
Okay.
if you guys it means for your institution purpose, I can develop one application and then give you to run means for your students.
Sure, sure.
So
Thank you, sir. I
okay,
will be waiting for and we'll have a request for later,
yeah.
sir. Thank you for the my questions. You whatever you answered. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. And this is the IntelliJ. Okay. Here, just go to file. Okay. It got hand probably. You need to have a good RAM as well to have IntelliJ. Yeah, you can see a pom.xml here. So pom.xml means this is a Maven project. Just while creating a project, just try to create a Maven project. So it will try to load all the dependencies. Here we need to have the different folder structure here. It is not yet downloaded. That's why you cannot see the whole folder structure here. Under IDE, there will be something like a source and resources folders. Under source Java, resources, the feature files, step definitions, everything related to testing. And here, this is a POM file. Here you can see different dependencies. So this is a JUnit dependency. So if you provide this one, it will just download into your this thing machine JUnit. You can see a Selenium here. Can you see a Selenium dependency here? Group ID. So it will go to this group ID to this artifact ID and download this version 2.53. Okay. So this is for the cucumber here dependency. This is a cucumber dependency. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So any generic question? Was it good session? Is it understandable, or was it too much technical?
Dear students, if you have any queries, then ask to sir.
Okay, to just one more information. To run a Cucumber test cases, you need to have one of the IDE, either IntelliJ or Eclipse, and you need to have a Java installed on your machine. Okay, have installed Java and provide the dependencies under Maven project. Means you need to create a Maven project and provide the dependency of the Cucumber under pom.xml. Okay, just do clean and install with the pom.xml. So it will create the folder structure for you. Under there, you can have a feature file, step definition, and test runner.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Now we have reached for the last part of this webinar, that is a vote of thanks. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks speech here. First of all, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to today's resource person, Mr. Veeranagouda Marigoudra sir, on behalf of our college, all the staff members, on behalf of all the students. Once again, thank you, sir, for spending your valuable time with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Okay. Then
It's
a
been a
special.
privilege for me as well.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Then a special thanks mentions to our all faculties for being a catalyst that stimulated us to do. On behalf of all college and students, once again, thank you for all. Then I am immensely thankful to our stars. It means all my dear participants, you made this event successful as well as meaningful also. Thank you one and all. And at last, a big thank to each one of you joined here. And one more instruction here. Now we will share feedback link in chat box. All participants get that one and fill that feedback form. Then only you want to get a e-certificates, and must and should you do that one. So we'll share that feedback link in chat box. Praveen sir, okay. Then sir sent already the feedback link, and you will get that one and feed that form. Then you want to get a e-certificates immediately. So once again, thank you so much for all of you joined here. Okay, please all participants check the in chat box, and the sent will available that in there.